Have you ever felt stuck in a conversation because you couldn't find the right words fast enough? Like there's a pause, and suddenly you lose confidence?
Oh, absolutely. Those little pauses can feel like forever, especially when you want to speak naturally in English, but your mind just goes blank.
Well, today we're tackling that exact problem. Many English learners struggle to improve their speaking speed and speak more naturally. We're going to make that much easier.
By the end of this chat, you'll have real, practical ways to practice English conversations, helping you speak faster and sound more natural. It will completely transform how you interact in English.
Welcome back to my channel, Mr. English Studio.
Hi, everyone. So great to be here with you again. James, do you ever feel like your English is too slow or too textbook when you're chatting with friends?
All the time. It's like my brain is translating first, then I speak. I want to just think in English and go.
Exactly. That's what a lot of learners want, to speak English the way native speakers do, smoothly and confidently. And it takes practice. But the good news is you can start right now.
So, what's the first step? Can anyone improve their speaking speed with the right practice?
Definitely. Start with simple, real-life conversations, not long speeches or complicated grammar. Everyday situations help you remember phrases naturally.
So like ordering food, meeting someone new, or talking about your day.
Yes, and I have a tip. Repeat useful sentences out loud. Don't just listen or read. Speaking out loud trains your mouth and brain.
Can you give us an example, something easy to practice?
Sure. Imagine you meet someone and want to ask how they're doing. Instead of the formal, how are you, you might say more naturally, how's it going, or what's up.
Aha, those casual phrases really help the flow. I hear them all the time in movies and shows.
Exactly. Now, here's a quick practice for you. Repeat after me. Hey, how's it going?
And a gentle correction for common mistakes. Some learners say how it's going. That's incorrect. Always say how's it going. The verb comes before the subject for questions in English. How is it going?
Right. And if you want to answer casually, you could say, good, thanks. And you? Or, not bad, just busy.
Okay, viewers, can you say that with us? Good, thanks. And you? Go ahead.
These little phrases are like building blocks. The more you repeat, the more naturally they come when you actually talk.
I love that idea. Building blocks. It reminds me that learning English isn't about perfection right away. It's about practice step by step.
Exactly. And don't worry about mistakes. Speaking regularly is more important.
So, Emily, how do you recommend learners practice if they don't have someone to speak to all the time?
Great question. Talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing or what you see. I'm making coffee. It's hot today. Also, recording yourself can help you hear your progress.
That sounds doable. Even a few minutes a day makes a difference.
Absolutely. Consistency is key. Plus, watching English conversations in videos or podcasts and repeating phrases can boost your confidence.
Before we dive deeper, a quick question for everyone watching. Which simple conversation phrase do you use most often? Tell us in the comments.
That's a great way to stay involved. Now, later in this episode, we'll talk about a really important trick to sound even more natural in conversations, so make sure you stick around till the end.
Can't wait to share that with you all. So, to recap this first part, start with everyday phrases, practice speaking out loud, and repeat regularly.
And remember, it's okay to start slow. Speed and naturalness come with time and practice.
Ready to get started? Let's go deeper into real conversation practice in our next chapter.
Yes, we'll break down more examples and you'll get to repeat and practice with us.
Thanks for joining us on this first step to faster, more natural English.
Keep practicing and we'll see you again soon.
If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you next time, friends.
So, Emily, now that we've talked about starting with simple, everyday phrases, what's next on the list to improve speaking fast?
Next, it's very important to listen carefully and practice the rhythm and stress of English. Speaking fast doesn't mean rushing your words. It means speaking smoothly and naturally with the right rhythm.
Rhythm and stress? Can you explain that a little more, please?
Sure. In English, some words in a sentence are stressed, and others are said more quickly or softly. This makes the sentence flow naturally. For example, in the sentence, I'm going to the store, the important words are going and store. The small words like I'm and to the are said faster.
Interesting. So, stress helps us know which words to say louder or slower and which words to say softly?
Exactly. Let's try it together. Listen and repeat. I'm going to the store. Now you say it.
I'll try too. I'm going to the store. Feels more natural that way, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Notice how you didn't say every word exactly the same. That's the key to sounding natural and fast.
What about contractions? You know, those shortened forms like I'm for I am?
Contractions are super important for natural speaking. Native speakers use them all the time because they make the sentence smoother and faster. Instead of I am going to the store, say I'm going to the store. Much faster and natural.
So, contractions help us sound more like native speakers and speed up our English?
Yes, here's some useful contractions. Don't for do not, can't for cannot, and it's for it is. Practice these often.
Okay, everyone watching, here's a quick challenge. Try saying I do not know, and then say I don't know. Which sounds better?
Definitely, I don't know. It sounds more natural and quicker.
Right. And remember, it's okay if contractions sound new or strange at first. Keep practicing.
Now, let's add another step, using small connecting words like and, but, or so. They help keep conversations flowing.
That makes sense. Things like I like coffee and I like tea, or I want it to go, but it rained, right?
Yes, using these words naturally joins ideas and makes your English sound smooth and fast.
Here's a question to the viewers. Which connecting word do you use the most in English conversations?
Great question. And keep that in mind because we'll practice some sentences with these words next.
Before we move on, I want to remind everyone that the most important part of today's discussion, the trick for sounding truly natural, will be explained at the end. You don't want to miss it.
That's right. Now let's try some sentences together. Repeat after me. I'm tired, but I want to study English.
I'm tired, but I want to study English. Feels so real that way.
Another, it's raining, so I'll take an umbrella.
It's raining, so I'll take an umbrella. Good practice for everyday talk.
And one more, I like apples and oranges.
I like apples and oranges. Now, viewers, say these sentences out loud with us.
Practice makes perfect. Also, try combining your own ideas using these connectors.
Emily, last question before we close this chapter. What is a common mistake learners make when trying to speak faster?
One big mistake is rushing and losing clarity. Speaking fast doesn't mean speaking unclearly. It's important to keep your words understandable.
Excellent point. So it's better to be clear and natural than fast and confusing.
Exactly. Remember, your goal is smooth, natural conversation, not just speed.
So in this chapter, we learned about rhythm, stress, contractions, and connecting words, all tools to help speak English more naturally and faster.
Yes, and practicing these tools every day will help you become more confident and fluent.
Ready for more? In our next chapter, we'll practice real conversations and common phrases.
Looking forward to it. Keep practicing, everyone.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this journey with us.
See you next time.
James, now that we've covered rhythm, stress, contractions, and connecting words, let's jump into practicing real conversations. How do you suggest learners start practicing these in everyday life?
The best way is to learn and use common phrases that fit real situations. This makes it easier to start a conversation and keep it going smoothly. We can practice some typical conversations together.
Great. Let's start with a simple greeting and small talk. Emily, how would you naturally greet someone you meet in the morning?
I'd say, "Good morning, how did you sleep?" It's friendly and shows interest.
Okay, I'll try, good morning, how did you sleep?
Perfect. Now, a common mistake learners make is saying, "Did you sleep good?" which sounds a bit wrong.
Why is that?
In English, after did, we use the base form of the verb, so it should be, "Did you sleep well?" Not good in this case.
So it's better to say, did you sleep well or how did you sleep? Got it. Viewers, try both phrases now. Did you sleep well and how did you sleep?
Next, if someone asks, "How did you sleep?" you can answer naturally with, "I slept well, thanks. How about you?"
Let's repeat that. I slept well. Thanks. How about you?
Now, let's go further in this conversation. Imagine you want to invite someone for coffee. A natural way is, "Do you want to grab a coffee later?"
Let me try. Do you want to grab a coffee later?
Great. Notice how grab a coffee is more casual and natural than have a coffee.
Okay, now what if someone says, sorry, I can't tonight? How could you respond naturally?
You can say, "No problem, maybe another time." It's polite and keeps the door open.
No problem, maybe another time. Easy to remember and sounds friendly.
Exactly. Now, viewers, here's a question for you. Have you ever invited someone to do something in English? What phrase did you use?
That's a good one. And now let's practice another day-to-day topic, talking about your plans. Emily, how would you say you're going somewhere tomorrow?
I'd say, "I'm going to the market tomorrow." Short and clear.
Okay, I'll say it. I'm going to the market tomorrow.
Now, if you want to add a reason, you could say, "I'm going to the market tomorrow to buy some vegetables."
To buy some vegetables. Adding a reason with to makes your answer richer.
Yes. And if you want to ask someone about their plans, you could say, "What are you doing this weekend?"
What are you doing this weekend? Viewers, repeat with us.
Remember to use the present continuous tense, "Are you doing?" to talk about plans.
That's a small grammar tip for you. Present continuous is great for future plans. Now, to make your conversations sound even more natural, try adding small phrases like actually, really, or honestly. These words add feeling or emphasis, right?
Exactly. For example, "Actually, I'm really excited about the weekend."
Got it. So small words help express emotion and make your speech natural.
Yes, practice adding these words in your sentences to sound more lively.
Before we finish this chapter, Emily, do you have any tips for learners scared to speak English fast?
Yes, take small steps. Start by speaking slowly but clearly. Then gradually add speed as you feel comfortable. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone does.
That's encouraging. Speaking is a skill, and we build it little by little.
Exactly. And practicing real conversations with friends, family, or even alone will boost your confidence.
So today we practiced greetings, invitations, talking about plans, and adding small natural words.
Yes, and these phrases will give you a strong foundation to speak faster and more naturally.
Stay tuned for the next chapter. We'll focus on tricky expressions that often confuse learners but sound very natural.
Can't wait to share those with you all.
And remember, if you're enjoying this series, please like and subscribe.
See you soon, friends. Keep practicing.
Now that we've practiced some common everyday phrases, Emily, what can learners do to sound even more natural and fluent in their English conversations?
One of the most important things is to understand natural responses and expressions that native speakers use all the time. These little phrases make a big difference in how fluent you sound.
Can you give an example of these expressions?
Sure. Instead of just saying yes, native speakers often say absolutely, definitely, or sure thing. They add flavor to the conversation.
I like that. So instead of a simple yes, saying absolutely can make you sound more confident and natural.
Exactly. Another example is how people respond to good news. Instead of just, that's good, you can say, that's awesome, or that sounds great.
Right. Those phrases show emotion and make conversations more interesting. Can we practice some responses together?
Absolutely. I'll say something and you repeat after me. Ready?
Ready.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Definitely.
Definitely. Great. Now, how about asking follow-up questions? For example, after someone says, I'm going to the movies, what can you say next?
You can ask, which movie are you going to see? Or who are you going with?
Those questions keep the conversation moving and show interest. That's important, isn't it?
Very important. Conversations are not just about talking, but also listening and asking questions.
Here's a question for our viewers. What's a question you often ask when talking to friends?
Fantastic question. Now let's talk about common fillers that help you sound natural, like well, you know, and I mean. Learners sometimes avoid them, but native speakers use fillers all the time to think or soften what they say.
Fillers? But won't that make me sound unsure or slow?
Not at all. When used correctly, fillers make your speech smoother and less robotic. They give you a moment to gather your thoughts without awkward silence.
Interesting. Can you give examples?
Sure. For example, well, I think that's a great idea. Or, I wasn't sure at first. Try repeating after me.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great idea. Okay, now I wasn't sure at first.
Perfect. Now try adding I mean in a sentence like this. I mean, it's not very difficult.
It's not very difficult. Interesting how it makes my speech sound natural.
Yes, fillers are part of everyday English.
Earlier, you mentioned a very important trick to sound natural that we were saving for the end. Are we ready to share it?
Absolutely. The secret is to practice speaking with shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a short sentence or phrase and immediately repeating it out loud, trying to copy the speaker's rhythm, stress, and intonation exactly.
So it's like being a shadow speaking right after the native speaker.
Exactly. This trains your brain and mouth to produce natural English faster. It's like muscle memory for speaking.
Great tip. How can listeners start shadowing?
Start with short videos or podcasts, listen to a phrase, pause, then say it right after. Repeat this many times until you feel more comfortable.
That sounds powerful. It trains fluency and natural pronunciation at the same time.
Yes, and it's fun too. You can even imitate the emotions or feelings of the speaker to get better expressive skills.
Awesome. Everyone watching, try shadowing for 5 minutes every day and see the difference.
Remember, the goal is to sound natural and confident, not perfect.
Emily, thank you for sharing this fantastic trick. I'm going to try it myself.
Me too, and I hope our viewers find it helpful.
Before we wrap up, a quick recap. We practiced natural expressions, follow-up questions, fillers, and learned the powerful shadowing technique.
Yes, and these tools are designed to help you sound like a real English speaker, smooth, natural, and confident.
Thanks for staying with us today. Practice these tips and get ready for the final chapter where we'll help you avoid common speaking mistakes and take your English to the next level.
Can't wait. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the series.
See you next time.
Keep practicing and stay confident.
Emily, we've covered so many important tips about speaking faster and more naturally. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes that learners make when practicing English speaking and how to avoid them.
That's a great idea, James. One very common mistake is trying to translate word for word from your native language into English. This often makes sentences sound awkward or unclear.
Yes, I've noticed that too. For example, some learners say, I very like this movie, instead of, I really like this movie.
Exactly. Direct translation can change the word order or choice of words. It's better to learn phrases and sentences as chunks rather than single words.
Another mistake is overthinking grammar during conversation, which slows down speaking. Learners pause because they want their sentences to be perfect.
That's very true. Speaking is about communication, not perfection. It's okay to make small mistakes as long as your meaning is clear.
So focusing too much on grammar can actually reduce your fluency.
Right. Instead, practice common patterns and phrases until they become automatic. Then your brain doesn't have to translate or think much during speaking.
That sounds like the muscle memory idea you mentioned before with shadowing.
Exactly. Another mistake is not listening enough to natural English. Learners often rely just on textbooks or formal lessons without hearing real conversations.
Good point. Listening a lot helps learners get used to natural English rhythm and expressions.
Yes, and don't be afraid to imitate or copy native speakers' pronunciation, intonation, and even body language if you can.
What about pronunciation mistakes? Are they a big problem?
They can be a challenge, but as long as your pronunciation is clear enough to be understood, small mistakes are okay. The key is consistency and practice.
So it's better to be confident and understandable than to speak perfectly with hesitation.
Exactly. Confidence helps conversations flow.
Great advice. Now, here's a quick question for our viewers. What's one speaking mistake you've made and learned from? Share your experience.
That will be interesting to read. One last tip to avoid mistakes is to practice speaking with a partner or teacher who can gently correct you in a positive way.
Yes, feedback is very important. It helps you improve without losing motivation.
Absolutely. Okay, to finish this episode, let's quickly review everything we've learned.
We started with practicing simple everyday phrases.
Then Emily taught us about rhythm, stress, and contractions.
We practiced real conversations, learned useful natural expressions and fillers, and the powerful shadowing technique.
And finally, we talked about common mistakes to avoid so your English keeps getting better and faster.
Remember, speaking English fast and naturally is a journey. Keep practicing a little every day and don't give up.
If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep chatting with friends or even yourself. The more you speak, the more confident you become.
Thanks for listening to Mr. English Studio. See you in the next series.
Bye, everyone. Keep shining with your English.